All right, kapun piso here. Presenting more facts that actually show us where we came from and where are we going.
All life forms have DNA, which has instructions to construct each living creature. Here is a human embryo. All begin. There is no God, intelligent designer, or any other delusions that we create with our brains. The fact is, we are evolved mutated primates. We create with our penis. We reproduce. We are, in a way, the true God.
We are a product of a big bang. 13.5 billion years ago. We came from nothing. Nothing. And we have atoms and protons inside of us, these little minuscule little particles. This is a fact. There is no God. Simply star dust. When a star exploded, sending all the particles away, then we were created by accidents.
The answer is nothing isn't nothing anymore in physics. Because of the laws of quantum mechanics and special relativity, on extremely small scales, nothing is really a boiling, bubbling brew of virtual particles that are popping in and out of existence at a time scale so short you can't see them. Now again, that sounds like philosophy, like counting the number of angels on the head of a pin, or religion, or something useless. I shouldn't say, Van Dennett is here, I shouldn't say philosophy is useless. And the point is, we can't measure virtual particles directly, but we can measure their effects indirectly. And in fact, they're responsible for the best predictions in physics. Nobel Prize ceremonies about 5 years ago by a friend of mine who hoped to win the Nobel Prize for developing the theory that produced this. This is the space inside of a proton, the empty space inside of a proton. Not where the quarks are, but the empty space between the quarks. And this is an animation, but it's an exact animation coming from physical calculations. This is what the space looks like. Now, how do we know that? Well, there are a lot of reasons, but one of the things are, it turns out most of the mass of the proton comes not from the quarks within a proton, but from the empty space between the quarks. These fields popping in and out of existence produce about 90% of the mass of a proton.
Guess what? People infected with religious psychosis, we are composed of atoms. And atoms have protons. And they have all these little quarks and these little particles that come in and out of existence. Learn science, retards. There is no God. Why we get to know all this? What organ do we use? Not our asses, our brains. Composed also of atoms. They are the universes within. It's like after the Big Bang and everything spread, then matter got to know itself by replicating universes inside our heads. We are product of evolution. Our DNA proves it. Interesting, isn't it? So if you believe in God, you're a retard. Learn science. We're in the 21st century, not the 12th anymore. Here, the universe is within.
That the brain builds a version of the universe.
We are universe within.
And projects this version of the universe like a bubble all around us. Now this is of course a topic of philosophical debate for centuries, but for the first time we can actually address this with brain simulation and ask very systematic and rigorous questions whether this theory could possibly be true. Solution today of the universe as we know it. It's the pinnacle, it's the final product that the universe has produced. It was so successful in evolution that from mouse to man it expanded about 1,000-fold in terms of the numbers of neurons to produce this almost frightening organ structure. And it has not stopped its evolutionary path. In fact, the human neocortex and the human brain is evolving at an enormous speed. It's made up of little modules, G5 processors like in a computer, but there's about 1 million of them. They were so successful in evolution that what we did was to duplicate them over and over and add more and more of them to the brain until we ran out of space in the skull and the brain started to fold in on itself. And that's why the neocortex is so highly convoluted. We were just packing in columns so that we'd have more neocortical columns to perform more complex functions.
Science talks. Religious bullshit walks.
It's curved, and therefore the universe can be in one of three different geometries: open, closed, or flat. Now, I can't draw pictures of three-dimensional curved universes very well, so here are pictures of two-dimensional curved universes. This is a closed universe, a surface of a sphere in 2 dimensions. But if we had a closed three-dimensional universe, it's very simple. It'd be very similar. If our universe was closed, we would look. If we looked far enough in that direction, we would see the back of our heads. Light would go around the universe. And that sounds really nice, but it's irrelevant. The really important thing is, in a universe full of matter, a closed universe will expand and stop and then recollapse in a big bang, in a big crunch, the reverse of the Big Bang. Protons and neutrons are the dominant stuff in your body. The empty space is responsible for 90% of your mass. So these empty space is vital to science, and these calculations are vital to understanding not just protons, but electrons and atoms, and produce the best comparisons, and I will repeat this, the best comparisons between theory and experiment in all of science.
You know why Dr. Lawrence Krauss and the other scientists that I put in my video be able to say this? Because of mentally healthy Greek mathematicians. 340 BCE Euclid geometry and calculus. These people know that this is what you think with. They were not infected with religious psychosis. That is, stagnate the internet made people retarded and stupid and moronic, like the Christians today in the 21st century, creationist museums and all that garbage. That's the problem. They're stupid and retarded. Anybody that believes in God is a retard. Screws up the brain if there is no God. So anyway, so that's the reason you have all this science, because people reject the psychosis of God. Then you know the truth. Science is produced by atheism.
And science is empirical. Knowing the answer means nothing. Testing your knowledge means everything.
Exactly.
So the retarded people that abandon the idea of there is a God, now they call it intelligent designer, like thinking that we're stupid. It's a laugh. Where is the intelligent designer? Do you have evidence? Can you test it? You cannot test creationism crap in schools. These people belong in mental institutions. They are molesting and corrupting the mind of the young. That's the reason the majority of Americans are so stupid and retarded in schools. And, the whole world is passing in the United States of Christ psychosis infected America because of the stupids that belong in mental institutions. And that's the problem. DNA proves we are mutations.
DNA, the blueprint for creating and
To pass the instructions for life from one generation to the next, an animal has to copy its DNA. And whenever anything's copied, errors can occur.
That's right, there's a mutation. That's right, there's a mutation.
The stars that give us life, they evolve.
Remarkable.
They evolve.
Every one of these galaxies contains hundreds of billions of stars, and perhaps civilizations, some civilizations that are mired in religious gunk, other civilizations that have moved beyond, and other civilizations that are long dead. Because this is about 3 billion light years away. 3 billion years ago is when that picture was taken. Well, only such a universe can begin from nothing. And that is remarkable.
Exactly, no God needed.
The laws of physics allow a universe to begin from nothing. You don't need a you have nothing. Zero total energy, and quantum fluctuations can produce a universe. So if the universe isn't flat, we're worried, because then you've got energy at the very beginning of time.
See, to understand this, you need a healthy brain, an atheist brain. So therefore, since people are born kind of retarded, the people that believe in God, they don't bother with these things. It's very simple to say, God did it. The Tooth Fairy did it. Santa did it. Allah did it. Believing God is to be a retard. Very sad. So the schizophrenia type disorder of belief in God and other delusions in this 21st century is going to make us extinct. We have to fight the disease and place these poor people in the mental institutions they belong. Pace Diorum.